You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at TalkJetsRadio. We're on iTunes, Spreaker.com, Spreaker. We appreciate that there, too. And our calling number, if I never give it out, is 929-477-2651. And, Joe, our first guest is one of my favorite players on this team. Obviously, it's Quincy Enunwa, and what he does something really cool, man. It's Officialize, OFFICIALIZE, Officialize.com at Quincy Enunwa. And if you go on there, he's got some pretty cool shirts. You can do a video with them, so check out his website. It's pretty neat, man. These shirts are pretty funky. I have to buy one of these things. And fortunate enough, Joe, Quincy is nice enough to join us, so let's bring him on. Quincy, it's Joe and Tyson. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Oh, dude, we're fired up. And first of all, thank you for joining us, man. I know it's the off season, so we appreciate a few minutes.
No, of course. And, I always appreciate coming on to different shows and always interacting with the fans as well as you guys.
Quincy, the minute we announced you coming on, the fans all went crazy because they're all really glad that you came back. So congratulations on the new contract, and what's it like to stay with the Jets?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the love I've gotten. And it feels good, I think that this new year, there's a lot to look forward to. Starting off with the jerseys coming in on Thursday. And then, we got Le'Veon Bell coming in. We got a bunch of new pieces. So, I'm looking forward to this next year and the next years after that.
And Quincy, you just hinted at it, so I know you can't reveal anything, but as you know, Jet fans are crazy, and these new uniforms, can you give us a hint? Are they fire? Are you fired up about them? What do you think about them?
Yeah, no, I really like them. I think that it's definitely a different approach to the past. I think people are going to be definitely surprised when they see them, but they're going to love them. I think that the rest of the team definitely is going to love them when they see them, and I'm excited to kind of show them off.
Quincy, my name is Joe, and I want to welcome you to the show, man. I'm so fired up to talk to you. You're one of my favorite players on the team, and just all the grit, the grind, the fight that you show on the field is just so inspirational every Sunday. I love having you.
Appreciate
so my
it.
first question for you, hey, no problem, man. You're a great player. My first question for you is, as you look back on last season, what were some of the greatest lessons that you learned?
I'd say that just this past year, it was definitely, it was a tough year, up and down year. I think it kind of just really built my idea of resiliency, just kind of always fighting back, always kind of, no matter what's going on, staying strong, and just kind of thinking about the small things every day, because sometimes, if you look at the big picture, it can definitely become frustrating. I think that I was able to kind of stick it out, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen next with this team.
Now, as a player in the league, I know that there's times when you're in a game and you're in the throes of it, and things may not be going your way. Things may not be going the team's way. How important is it to keep the mental strength throughout the game so that you can try to pull off a victory? Yeah,
I mean, that's huge. I think that's honestly the biggest thing about the game is that, the majority of it is mental. When you get to this level, when you're playing in high school, when you're playing in college, a lot of that is majority physical. But I think at this level, it's so mental, mainly because it becomes a job, and you really have to make sure that you're grinding, you're working hard every day, and really trying to improve yourself. And a lot of that is really mental. When the game starts to get hard, you get into that fourth quarter, you're getting tired. The physical kind of goes out the window. You really got to be able to overcome that with your mind.
Quincy, the New York Jets made a lot of headlines this offseason when they decided to change coaches, and they hired Coach Adam Gase. What are your thoughts on Coach Gase and how you'll fit into his offense?
I'm excited. Just having a few conversations with him, I think that I'm going to fit in well. We never know what's going to happen until he sees exactly what I can do in practice. But I'm ready to kind of show out, make some plays, and let him see and where he thinks I belong. I know that I'll be able to make plays when I get the ball, so I'm just looking forward to getting those opportunities.
Quincy, what is the relationship like between you and Sam Darnold, and how important is it for a wide receiver and his QB to be on the same page?
Me and Sam have a really good relationship. I think that, I definitely look to him as almost like my little brother in a way. He's a good kid. but he's a really smart kid as well. On the field, you can tell he's really cerebral, really able to kind of digest what's going on and pick apart the defense. And I'm looking forward to seeing where he grows. He's only kind of scratched the surface of what he's able to do, and it's going to be a really exciting year.
Once again,
to answer your other question.
Okay.
Sorry. You also asked how important it is. I think it's pretty important, just to kind of at least have a small relationship. It doesn't have to be huge where, we're going out every night, but definitely to have some kind of relationship so he knows where I'm going to be and I know where he wants me to be.
Once again, we're speaking with Quincy Enunwa, who's very kind to give us a few minutes. And Quincy, in Coach Gase's press conference, he talked about you and so everybody knows you're a beast, man. You catch the ball and you refuse to go down. You'll carry 5 or 6 guys, 10 guys, half the field, whatever you want. That's what you're known for. What is it like with that mindset? And is there a way to maybe preserve yourself a little bit this year?
Yeah, I think that I'm definitely gonna try to tone down on that. But I definitely don't want to change my game up too much. It's what got me where I'm at right now. So it's just about being smarter about when I choose to do that. And I really just have to watch film, see where those situations are, and apply that to this year. And it's not going to be hard. I know I'll be able to do it.
Now, are there things you work on in the off season for your strength conditioning, whether it's mixed martial arts or yoga or anything to kind of build your body physically?
Yeah, I do some yoga. I know a lot of guys do different types of mixed martial arts and all that other stuff. I think it's really just about what you think fits for you. Some guys hear something from another guy, and if it works for them, it works for them. It's really about trying things out and seeing what you think is going to work best.
Quincy, I know you sit back sometimes and watch the film when guys are trying to cover you and you're dragging them all around the field. I know you think to yourself, what are these guys thinking? They can't cover me. What was on your mind on that play? You can't see me out here on the field. I'm the best that there is. When you look at last season, what was the most memorable play in your mind that you made?
I'll probably say that for me, the most memorable was, I guess my favorite was either one of the 2 long plays I had against Jacksonville. Just kind of running around the field, showing my ability to kind of break tackles and move around. One got called back, but I think that just kind of shows what I'm capable of doing, and I'm excited to do more of that.
And when you watch film in the off season, what are you looking at to try to key in on what your opponent is doing? What are you looking at that the opponent is doing so that you can take advantage of it?
It's different things. For myself, when in terms of ball carrying, I really don't look at how guys tackle because, guys kind of they have different mindsets when the field hits and when a certain player is coming at them. So for me, it's more so just before I catch the ball, what the defense is showing, what kind of take advantage of if we're in this formation, or if there's a certain route that I see that the DB is getting beat on or can possibly get beat on. I try to make sure I bring it up to the OC. It's all about communication. I'm going back and forth with either Sam or, now it'll be Gase, just trying to figure out, how can we kind of exploit whatever the matchup is.
And Quincy, just to follow up on that, are there receivers, other receivers in the league that you like to watch how they play to try to maybe steal some tricks from them to apply on your game?
Yeah, honestly, I watch everybody. There's guys under, that are really, I guess you could say, underground that people don't really know about, and then there's obviously the bigger guys. I just like to see what guys do, what guys have been doing to make them successful, because the only way you're going to get better is if you're always improving your game and finding things to kind of add in. You can perfect what you do, but it's also about, finding ways to get better. So for me, I watch everybody. There's not one guy that I can say, this is the guy that I always watch. I try to watch everybody and just try to pick up some pieces so I can get better every day.
As you look at the upcoming season, are you a guy that sets goals based on stats? And what are some of the goals that you have set for yourself in mind this upcoming season?
Yeah, I don't do too much with stats. You always kind of want to as a receiver, you always want to hit 1,000 yards, or you always want to get a certain amount of touchdowns. Like, those are the obvious things, but I try not to stay too much with stats. I just try to get better. I try to improve on whatever I did before. My big thing this year is obviously staying healthy, so it's about playing smarter. Those are my big goals right now, because I know that once I get the ball, I'll make plays. It's about making sure that I'm staying on the field so I can make more plays.
And Quincy, another big storyline heading into all your OTAs and everything else is just the fiery coaching staff you guys have in place now. Whether it's Coach Gase and his staff, and then obviously Greg Williams and his staff, it kind of seems like you're gonna have some pretty fiery practices. Is that as a player, do you enjoy that kind of environment where it's very competitive and kind of like intense?
Yeah, definitely, of course. For myself, I'm super competitive, so I'm already out there talking back and forth with whoever's against me, whoever's lined up against me in the first place. So, if we have a bunch of guys that are willing to do that back, it's just going to make practice better. It's going to increase that competition, increase that fiery mentality. And, we're going to bring that to the game field, and, we're going to be a much better team because of it.
And a lot of people keep talking about the addition of Le'Veon Bell. How do you see him fitting into this team, and what kind of difference can he make on offense?
Yeah, I mean, you just go off of his production, since he's been in the league. He's a talented guy, and so you're always going to look forward to bringing in more talent. And then with Coach Gase, he's a smart offensive coordinator, a smart offensive mind. So I know he's going to be able to find ways to create mismatches for him, getting the ball in any different way. I think it helps everybody. When you have a guy like that the defense has to key on, it really kind of opens up the whole game. So, I think it's going to be great for all of us.
Quincy, can you speak to the impact that Robbie Anderson has on the offensive production as well with his deep speed ability?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Robbie's game, he's able to get past anybody. He's made basically a career of doing that. And so anytime you have a guy like that, that's another person that really opens up the game, spreads the defense. They always have to keep their eyes on them and stay back. So, you definitely appreciate a guy like him on the team.
Now, Quincy, what message do you have for all the Jets fans out there?
I think for this year, man, I think everybody should just be ready. Be ready for an exciting year. I think that we're gonna make a big splash. I don't want to be the guy that's gonna say the huge thing. I'll leave that up to Jamal. Jamal's better at that than me, but I'll definitely say that it's gonna be an exciting year. We're gonna make a lot of plays, and we have some big goals.
And Quincy, before we let you go, the one thing I always wondered is, what is it like with Sam Darnold? Is he like a fire leader that we don't see? Because it seems like he's always kind of composed and quiet. Is there another side to him that the fans don't see?
I wouldn't call him fiery, but he's also really kind of coming into his own at the same time. So he may become that as it goes, but I think the way that he is, just as he is exactly who we love, and we don't expect him to do anything else. That's not to say that he's not a leader. He's definitely a leader, but he's not that guy that's out there rah. He's one of those guys that we know he's always going to be doing the right thing. He's going to make sure that he's putting us in the right position.
Awesome. And, we mentioned earlier, you have your website, your officialize.com, at Quincy Enunwa. You have some pretty cool gear, man. How'd you get these ideas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I've had a great team. I partnered up with a great team. And, they've done some great work. And so, I think it was kind of obvious for me to work with them and just kind of increase my brand, increase, my reach. I'm trying to make blog posts, really kind of open up and get people to really, see what I like to do, see what I've done, and then just kind of wear my gear, and it's always exciting when I'm looking in the stands and I can see somebody either wearing my jersey or my shirt. So, I'm looking forward to kind of getting these shirts out more and more, and as the season comes along, we can definitely get some more of that out there. And obviously, I have to change some of these shirts because the jerseys are changing as well.
Yes, sir. And the last question we have for you is, do you ever sit back and just be like, be really proud of all you've accomplished, like going from college to the pros and now getting a nice contract and staying in New York and becoming a star. Do you ever sit back and just be like, wow, I accomplished all of this?
Yeah, but I think at the same time, there's so much more I want to accomplish, and there's so much more I still want to do. I don't think I've scratched the surface of what I'm capable of doing. So, I definitely am happy about what I've done, but I'm not satisfied.
Awesome. Well, Quincy, first of all, thank you very much for your time tonight. We definitely appreciate it. Best of luck this season. We're all rooting for you, man. Jet fans are crazy. We're fired up for the season, and we're going to buy some of these t-shirts, man. They look cool as hell.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me on.
Have a good night, man. Thank you.
You too.